Welcome to the Fantasy Football Press Box with your hosts, Scott Fitzgerald and Sean Clemens.
What's up, everybody? How are we doing out there today? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Press Box. I'm your host, Sean. That's my boy, Scott, and Cyborg, all here today to have some fun with us. It's great to see you guys today. How you two doing out there?
Outstanding.
For you?
Outstanding. No, I'm here in good old sunny Florida, where it was 79 degrees yesterday.
Jeez. All right. What about you, Cyborg? Tell us about your weather out there. You're in Texas.
All right. To put it mildly, screw Florida. Okay, I'm frozen over here in Texas. We're under a sheet of ice. Okay, so screw Florida.
That's so funny, man. I mean, hey,
but we have power. We have power, and we're still alive here, so everything's good.
Yeah, we've been sitting at a nice, comfy 60 to 70 so during the day, and obviously it's dry in this desert. So, me and Scott are in the same boat. Cyborg, surprisingly so, 1 out of 3 of us is actually in a bad weather situation right now, which across this country is insane to think about. But either that's not what we're here. We're here to talk about some fantasy football today, guys. And on top of that, some NFL news. We got some crazy stuff going on out there in the NFL. We know fantasy football is kind of, in the slight, quotation off season right now. But that doesn't mean that there's not a lot of good stuff going on in the fantasy world, which you guys are going to find out when we talk about our $1,000 best ball brackets coming up. So stay tuned for that. But before we go any farther, I want to make sure that we give Cyborg an opportunity to update us, because coming up is the last game of his playoff brackets for the NFL, and we're going to roll right on in to the March Madness bracket, which is always the best of the year. Cyborg, man, floor's yours for a second. Tell us all about your finale here on your final game coming up for this NFL bracket, along with your upcoming March Madness brackets.
Oh yeah, man. Let me update you. I think I said last week that the run the hurry up was like number 5. Well, that's gone. I'm just saying. Hold on. Let me look. Run the hurry up. Where is he at now? Holy crap! I'm going way down the list. Okay, so he's way down there. He's way down there with me because of the Los Angeles loss. We got Ducks winner up at top right now. He's got New England winning the Super Bowl. We got Booty.
Where did Run the Hurry Up end up at? I think you said something about where he was. I can't remember though exactly what it was.
Let me get you the exact location.
I free-falled after a Rams and Broncos loss.
Yeah. I mean, hold on.
We have to talk about that too, because Scott was bragging about his position in that bracket after the first couple of weeks, and then everything just fell apart as soon as he decided to start talking about it.
Well, to his credit, he did say he had a lot of hurdles to pass through, and those hurdles just didn't pan out, so he expected that. So I'm at number 77. Sudden Death Scott is at number 84 right now, with the Seattle Seahawks taking the Super Bowl.
Wow. Look at that. Sudden Death Scott at 84 overall.
Yeah, I'm going to
go out on a limb, and I'm going to say that is not in the money. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. I mean, I don't think me or you have a shot here, but hey, it's a lot of fun. My pools are a lot of fun. I try to make it as fun as possible. Next up is March Madness. Sleeper opens up their Bracket Mania stuff mid-February, usually about a few days after the Super Bowl ends. So that's when I'll launch my annual March Madness pool. Last year, we had about 220 people pay, and the pot was like $7,000, like $6,915 or something. So it just blew me away because I didn't expect that kind of response, and it was great. And I hope to at least match it this year. So it's a big ask, but because this year is a lot different than last year, so every year is different. So but yeah, I can't wait for it. I'm excited about it. But for now, it's just time to sit back, watch the Super Bowl, and I guess we'll get to that in a minute. I'll tell you my prediction later. Yeah.
Save that for later, brother, because we definitely got to stop there.
Yeah, with the help of the listeners on here, though, we're gonna get to 10K this year in that March Madness pool. We're definitely gonna get to 10K. And Cyborg, let everybody know where they can get to the March Madness pool and all your other do in 2026.
Yes. I'm working on that right now. I'm gonna put it down in the comments, so y'all be sure to check out my Discord server. That's where all my pool information I post, and keep everybody updated on what's going on with that from week to week. So I'm gonna put that down in the comments. That way you have a direct link to the, and that's where I'll put up all the links to my pools when they open up and everything. And I'll also put them in y'all's channel as well. So absolutely, I want this to be something that everybody can come to and know that your money is going to be properly managed and distributed when I say in the beginning when it will be distributed. So there's no, everybody that's been in my leagues for the past 7 years knows that when I say I'll do the payouts, that's when they happen. So absolutely. So
he's the best in the business, guys, on Sleeper, Cyborg, and that's why we love to have him here at Sudden Death Fantasy Sport.
Yeah, absolutely. Cyborg always pays on time, right?
Oh yeah.
How you doing, man? Good to see you. Dude, Cyborg, so 10,000, that's our goal, right? That's what we're pushing for this year for your March Madness. So we're gonna get you there, man. We're gonna make an effort. I think a guy like Lilitz, I feel like he'd be loving something like that, and a lot of those boys over at DGen. We should mention DGen right now too. So you guys, if you haven't already, make sure you go check out DGen Fantasy. Go subscribe to their channel. They got a lot of great stuff over there. They do some amazing betting content. And with the football season ending right now, any of you guys that are into sports like hockey and basketball and those things, they're going to do a lot of stuff about that over there as well. So make sure you check that out. Shadow, Lilith, Bri, you guys are all in the audience right now. We really appreciate you guys. That's a lot of the great content providers on that show right there. So you definitely want to check it out. It's really worth it. DGen Fantasy, subscribe, like today. You guys will definitely be happy you did. So anyways, man, let's roll into some news here, guys. Let's talk a little bit about what's coming up in our hot off the press. This is something I'm sure you guys expected out of us. First thing up on the board, we're talking a little Joe Brady hired as the Bills head coach. So we all listened to Dan a few minutes ago on DGen going off about this hire, right? Shadows, he's asking here. Actually, you know what? Before we move into that,
let's do roll call. Yeah, let's do some roll call real quick.
Yeah, let's pull Shadow's question up. He said, should I do what I did to the DGen earlier, like guess the player? And you know what, guys? If you don't know what guess the player is, we would absolutely love for you to do that right now, Shadow. And I have a feeling that Scott will be really, really good at guess the player. So I'm anxious to see how he does at this. Well, if you guys don't know what that is, what it is Shadows will go and grab all the information on the player and where they played from college through their NFL career. And it's our job to guess who this player is. So he basically will run it down the years that they were there and from college through their first NFL stop to their last NFL stop. So here we got one right here for you guys so we could see what's going on. This is exactly how he does it. East Carolina from 88 to 91, Jets from 92, 93, Bengals 94 through 99, Saints 2000 to 2001, Ravens 02, Cardinals 03, Eagles 04, Bears 05. So he traveled a lot in those final years. Scott, does that ring a bell for you?
These are all, and this is positional players, right? Like receiver, running back, quarterback, tight end. It's not like an offensive lineman or something like that, right?
No, it's usually positional players from his last rounds that I've seen him do with DGen. It's almost always a wide receiver, quarterback, running back, or tight end.
I'm going to say
but there has been a defensive player snuck in there. I should say that too. There has been a defensive player snuck in there. So if
I'm going to say, and this is probably wrong.
We should give you a little Jeopardy music. Like
he might not even be on this team. He might not even be on the Bears, but I'm just going to throw something out. Is it Zacchaeus?
But Zacchaeus is playing currently. This guy's last season was 05 with the Bears.
I thought you meant this is all current. Like
okay. No. These are the years that he played, right? So he says it is a quarterback. So we're getting a hint from it. It's nice of him to give you a hint that early too, Sky. He normally doesn't do that unless you absolutely need it.
Oh, got it. So his last season's 2005.
Yeah, so he played in the league from 92 to 05.
Got you. Let's see here. Eagle.
Right? I know. I'm thinking too. The Jets. You got anything, Cy? Drafted by the Jets in 92, but he only played there for a year. He's a quarterback. He goes to the Bengals, the Saints, Ravens, Cardinals, the Eagles.
The tough thing's East Carolina. It's not a big school, so it's not a lot of quarterbacks that were like, God.
Shadows, give us another hint, man. Give us like a hint.
I don't have enough knowledge to.
Here. How about AFC or NFC? Oh no, that we already know it's the Jets.
No,
yours there. Let's see here. I was wondering about like potential Super Bowl appearances or anything like that, but we got that down here, so we know that. He's got me stumped right now.
This is like that show. Remember Stump the Shop on ESPN? That's what this is like.
Right. He does a great job with this too, because he pulls up some ones that I am like completely. Here we go. Made the 95 Pro Bowl.
Okay, so he made the Pro Bowl as a Bengal
quarterback in a
Bengal Pro Bowler. So it was a quarterback, Bengal Pro Bowler in 95.
It wouldn't be like a Tyler Thigpen, right? No, he didn't, because he played for the Bills at a certain point.
No, but if he made the Pro Bowl, he had to be good.
Well, some of them have like a good year here or there, like a Nick Foles, you know.
Wow,
like even Armin is stumped by that.
What's up, Armin?
Right? It's a tough one, man. Like Shadows is good at this, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like he had the T-Gen boys just as stumped.
Yeah, where's he getting this shit? Where's he getting this stuff from? What?
Look, you got Cyborg so worked up. He's over here throwing 4 letters at us. You know,
95. Okay, that was.
Jets at 92 and 93 is the one that I'm trying to remember who their draft class was in 92 to give me an idea.
Second
All-American in 91. See, this is your wheelhouse because you're the college guy.
I'm not that deep. I mean, I'm maybe deep at like the big schools, but not East Carolina.
I know, right? I mean.
I love it though, man. It gets us off the rails, but I love it. This is such a great question to ask us right now.
I hope that one doesn't. I hope that one doesn't get clipped.
Are we gonna get the answer or no?
Don't worry. We're gonna timestamp that 12 minutes and 15 seconds.
Oh God.
Oh man, dude. So we got to look at the Jets 92 draft class to figure this out, right? Can you give us another hint that's related to their NFL career?
Something more concrete.
Something more about their NFL career that might point us in the right direction beyond the Pro Bowl. That's a tough one. We might just have to ask him to give us another one and take the loss on this one. You know, we need Rocky or Dan like in their Google background. They're just like, dude, I am so confused right now.
I should be getting this because I'm older. And I'm just not.
You should be getting this. I'm super disappointed in you that you didn't get this already, and you're making me have to sit here and think this hard. You were my go-to, dude. You were my ace in the hole.
Well, what's bothering me is like 90. So if he was a Pro Bowler
for the
in 95 for the Bengals, so that narrows it down to Bengals quarterback.
Who was the Bengals right before they drafted?
So we got to break down the Bengals quarterbacks. I mean, who are the good quarterbacks? Right. I mean, they've gone through so many quarterbacks. That's
right. Dalton was the first one that they had for multiple years before Burrow and all that. Like, and before that, it was just like year after year, it felt like it changed over.
Second team All South Independent. Thanks, Shadow. That's a real good clue.
That's just messing with
Who's following the All South Independent team back in 91? So, oh my God.
He scored 7 touchdowns in the state championship for his high school.
Yeah.
Okay, Son, do you remember what year the Bengals went to the Super Bowl? They went to the Super Bowl.
When they played the Niners and lost? Wasn't that Boomer
okay.
Esiason? Is it Boomer? It's not Boomer,
Boomer
right?
Esiason. Well, no, they went. Didn't that
Boomer
happen
was
twice?
with the Bengals for way too long for it to just be that one year. I know he was with the Jets too, but he didn't start with the Jets. He started with the Bengals, right, and then went to the Jets. It's not. Who was the kid with the big ears that played for the Jets? No, that wasn't.
He's on so many teams. He's on so many teams, so that's the problem. It's like he was on the Saints, the Ravens, Cardinals, and that had to be like years later. He had to be a backup during that time.
6th round in 92. That sounds right because he got cut or got traded or whatever after 1 year, so he wouldn't have been an early round pick for that situation to happen. Right? They're 92, 93, I guess 2 years. God, man, I am so.
We're gonna spend 3/4 of the show trying to figure this out.
I know, right? I'm like, we're still going on about this shit.
But I don't want to stop. I got to figure it out because if I don't, it's gonna drive me insane.
Shadow, you're ruining the show.
No, Shadow, you're not ruining it. You're making it better. Trust me. Scott's just butthurt because he can't figure it out.
I am butthurt because I can't figure it out.
Well, it's all right. Like we're gonna get this figured out. We can give up. Yeah, give us the answer to this one so that we can move to the next one because Scott is obviously not gonna guru it up like he thought he would.
He's just played on too many.
I'm disappointed in you, dude.
He played on too many teams.
You're supposed to know these things, though, man.
Not
you gotta see the ones he's throwing at the defense boys. They're just as hard. Jeff Blake, dude. How did we not know that? You should have known that, dude. That's your guy. That is your guy right there, Scott.
Jeff Blake was on the Bears.
I remember that was in your heyday, man. When you were
I remember him.
40s.
I remember him on the Bengals. I don't even remember him on the Jets. I remember him on the Bengals. I remember him on the Saints, and I remember him on the Cardinals. That's it. I don't remember anywhere else.
The Saints and Bengals, I definitely remember him on. But other than that, I'm not too aware of. Like, I was so engulfed in Bills.
That's a good one, Shadows. That's a good one, Jeff Blake. Yeah, he did have a Pro Bowl year. If I remember right. Yeah.
There you go. All right, awesome. We appreciate you, Shadow. He says, talk about the Bills head coach while he gets the next one ready. So he's going to prepare a nice, good one to just stump you again, Scott. I'm excited to see what he comes up with next time. So anyway, let's talk Joe Brady here, guys. So this, to me, Dan was really butthurt about this hire. I was upset initially. I'm not going to lie. It literally took a few minutes for me to climb down off the roof of my one-story skyrise that I live in. Because I was contemplating jumping initially, but I talked myself off the ledge, came back to reality, and I really didn't hate the hire when I started to kind of really tear it down. And the reason I say that, right, and I know Dan said this, we're throwing out the same kind of regime. This guy's been with us for 4 years. He's going to do the same things that happened before. He wasn't in charge. Everybody has their own way of doing things, right? And even if you work really well underneath somebody else, it's still not 100% the way you would do it. So that doesn't mean that they're just trying to run the same thing back again like they did with McDermott. To me, Brady's going to bring his own style to the plate. And then the one thing that I did hear that I really, really like is that their number one candidate for DC is Jim Leonard. And I think Jim Leonard is a hot commodity when it comes to a DC. I think he'll do a great job in Buffalo coaching up that defense along with Joe Brady. And his offense was not the problem. They were scoring points like crazy. It wasn't an issue for him. I think that Joe Brady's going to run back the same offense that was able to produce 25 to 35 points a game, and then the defense is going to get better. And if that happens, the Bills will be a contender right away. I don't see a problem with that. I think they're going to re-overhaul the entire wide receiver room. I expect a big splash move for one guy and then a couple of other guys brought in to kind of fill the holes. And that's going to be a completely different room next year. And I could see a kind of reshuffle of the O-line too, because Aaron Cromer's gone and they're going to probably change some things around in there. But other than that, they're going to do a lot of cap room moving around. They're probably going to restructure Josh. They're going to end up having the space to make some massive moves and fill some big holes. And you watch. I bet you next season that they're going to come out after the first few weeks and Dan's going to be really happy about this hire. So it could be the optimism in me, but I want to be excited. And I feel like if Jim Leonard comes in like they say he should, then I'd be really, really excited with everything overall. Scotty, what do you think, man? I mean, are you thinking of head in the clouds here? Or do you think that Joe Brady really wasn't the issue with that team in the beginning and this is going to be a better move in the long run?
Well, first of all, I want to ask you a question. Did Josh Allen, you think Josh Allen obviously had
100%.
Yeah, so
100%. I don't know if this was his top guy, but I'm sure he had a huge say that this is a guy that I want. He probably gave him like a list of names guys that he probably would be good with. This was probably one of them that they were, the top on their list that they'd be happy with. And so they went that route. I would be shocked if they didn't sit down and talk with him about the wide receiver room and how they plan on making moves there, because the whole issue seemed to be Keon Coleman in the end. So that was like that straw that broke the camel's back, right? So if that's the case, I promise you Joe Brady was discussed already about like, what are you going to do to change things in the one area on offense that we needed? And then what are you going to do to fix a bad defense that obviously was underperforming? And his answer to the defense is, I'm bringing in Jim Leonard, who's got a really, really exciting profile to come in. And I have an offense that can score. Now I'll just be able to get my guys to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm not really calling this a retread, really, because hasn't really been in this position. But I'd rather have somebody like this than a retread. So, and if Josh was comfortable with bringing him in, the offense shouldn't change that much. It's just mainly, to me, I think it's more of a personnel situation. So, yeah, bring in, get rid of Coleman, bring in a receiver, draft,
Ideally,
maybe
man,
draft
like
a better
trade for like
receiver.
BTJ, and go and do what you got to
They
do.
need a big. They need a big
Jay,
splash. They need a big splash on offense. They can't
yeah.
keep bringing in like Brandon Cooks, and they can't. They need like a splash, and then they need to go very aggressive in the draft at the defense, especially the defensive line. They have to stop the run. There's in the NFL playoffs, you got and we've seen it. You have to stop the run. You don't stop the run like like the Rams did. They couldn't stop Ken Walker. So you got to be able to stop the run, and you got to be able to run the ball. That's how you win in the playoffs.
Sean McDermott's defense and his linebackers specifically were undersized, sideline to sideline style defenders. And, hey, that works out great for that kind of bend but don't break defensive style and so on and so forth. But it obviously wasn't working well enough. You can't let the Broncos, like they did in that game, score all those points on the team. They should not have scored that many points. I mean, granted, the turnovers, all that kind of stuff had a big factor in it, yes. But they still, 30 points, another 30 burger in the playoffs by Sean McDermott's defense. You're a defensive head coach. You've had 9 years to build your team. You should have a defense that can stop everybody from scoring 30 points in the playoffs. The bottom line, especially when you have an offense that can hang on to the ball for a lot of the possession like they did most of that game too. So, there's things that obviously needed to be changed, and Sean McDermott wasn't doing it. So that's not to say Joe Brady will, but I seriously doubt that Joe Brady wanted to do everything the exact same way that Sean McDermott did it.
No, probably not. So no. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm fine with the hire. Like I said, it's a comfort hire, and I would rather have that than bring in some like retread that you got to kind of start all over with. And I mean, even though it would be nice to see like Clint Kubiak go there, and who knows if they even reached out or tried or whatever, but he would have been the only other guy that I think would have trumped, Brady at that point.
Yeah,
no, I love Clint Kubiak. I think he's going to be a great hire, and if he goes to the Litz's Raiders, I mean, it's set up pretty nice there. I mean, for a coach like that with a creative offensive mind.
I still don't hate the idea of McDermott coming to Vegas, but yeah, I think McDermott said something about taking a year off from what I've been told now. So I'm kind of like thinking maybe he just doesn't even approach a job this year, and Kubiak would be a great hire for them, especially since they're kind of waiting and they're going to get the quarterback coming in. I agree 100% with you. Like the biggest problem you have waiting for Kubiak is filling out a coaching staff. That's the biggest issue that you're going to have, because a guy like Brady now is going to be hiring like crazy to fill all of his holes. All these other head coaches that have already been hired are filling all their OC roles and all these things. So by the time that Clint Kubiak comes around, is he going to have a lot of guys available to him that he wants? We'll see. But that's the only hang up about waiting on a guy like Kubiak. Otherwise, for the Raiders, they're already here at this point. I don't see any reason why they should just wait another week and a half and go ahead and do the right thing, probably hire him. Or if not, like Udinsky, he interviewed for the Bills job. I liked him a lot. I think that he was a good candidate for that. I wouldn't mind him going there either. Do something like that if you don't wait for Kubiak. Otherwise, wait for Kubiak. So, and look at Armin says it's a great hire for James Cook too. I agree with that 100%, man. James Cook's fantasy stock for next year is going to be right where it was at, if not higher now, because Joe Brady's fully in charge. So that was a great move for Cook and his future prospects. Look at Bri talking about your Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah. We survived 18 turnovers tonight. Got a big matchup with Michigan State on Friday, another top 10 team. And if we can find a way to beat Michigan State, I mean, we're really going to be pushing Arizona hard for the number one.
Well, you didn't win the game, right? You guys didn't beat Nebraska.
Of course we beat them. We beat Nebraska. They were winning the whole game, and we won it in the last couple minutes of the game. Survived 18 turnovers.
Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about something else. I have family from Nebraska. They're probably very upset right now, so we don't need to go ahead and discuss that game on this pod any longer. He says, how are the Bills going to do next year? Shadow's asking how the Bills are going to do depending on their schedule next year. Honestly, man, I think the Bills are a team where their schedule should not matter. When you have Josh Allen as your quarterback, you should be able to beat any team that's put in front of you. And if you want to be a contending Super Bowl team, you should do that as well. So in my opinion, I think that the Bills' schedule shouldn't make a difference. They should go into every game like they're going to win it. And like soundly. So I think that they should still walk away with at least 10 to 12 to 14 wins next year and give us a chance at the title. I really do. I told Dan I'd put money on the East, on the Bills winning the East next year. Even with the Patriots in the Super Bowl and all that good jazz going on right now, I still think the Bills are taking the East again next season.
Look at Cyborg shaking his head.
He's just butthurt because his Texans didn't know what a playoff game was supposed to be like.
That is funny. Oh, Shadow says the next player. Oh, geez.
Oh, here we go. Bring it on, Shadow, before we move on to the next topic, because I like this. I like your topics almost a little better than ours, to be honest, especially when Michigan comes up. Scott's bright yellow. Look at that.
All right, here we go.
Here we go, Scott. Are you ready?
All right, so he retired in 2007.
Panthers were his last team. 82 to 86, Miami.
Oh, fuck.
Drafted in 87. Look at what is that too far back for you, Cyborg? You should be back farther than I am, man.
I have no clue. I know I should, man. Back then, I was not into football, man. I was into like headbanging and heavy metal and all that stuff. So
back then, I was into diapers and milk.
Man, I used to have hair, man. All kinds of hair up here, man. Blonde, long, freaking hair, man. And
that's
it's
before
gone.
You got captured by the Borg.
Yeah, I got assimilated, man.
Yeah, you got assimilated. He was a Heisman Trophy winner. He won the Natty in 83. He's a two-time Pro Bowler, 96 and 98. Look at Scott. He wants this so bad.
I'm thinking
this is going to be so far back for me. It might be hard for me to even consider somebody at this point. His last year was 07. So that one
Is this another quarterback? Is this another quarterback? Or
yeah, Heisman Trophy winner. They're always quarterbacks, pretty much, except for Woodson.
It wouldn't be like Mark Brunell, would it? No,
he
started out with the Jags, right?
Man,
who ended with the Panthers?
God, the only Miami quarterback I could even remember winning the national championship.
Cowboys. That would have been Barry Switzer, wouldn't it? Head coach at the time. Switzer, I think, was coach.
Patriots in 06.
Oh, you know who this might be? Is this no. He's too young.
I was thinking for a second. Award in college in 86.
86, man. I was in freaking high school, dude. Shit.
He won almost every award in college in 86. Is he a defender?
No.
I know, right?
That's quarterback. He's a quarterback.
Oh, he did say quarterback. That's the winner. Yep, that's right.
He didn't say quarter. Well, yeah, he says right there, quarterback.
Yeah, he says quarterback. I missed that. I was reading the Heisman Trophy part. So quarterback for the Panthers in 07, Patriots in 06.
Two-time Pro Bowler. What kills me is
who was the coach?
These guys are on all these different teams. It's killing me.
Is it?
I know. Yeah.
Jason Garrett, right?
I give.
I mean, the guy was probably like old as heck by 07, right?
All right, Miami even
retired his number. Ooh. Oh, who's that quarterback for Miami that was super good back in the day?
Just Toretta. That was the only one I could think
Marino?
of. Toretta.
Is that right?
Toretta won the Heisman, but I don't think he was on all these teams.
He might have just been like a third string quarterback half the time.
Was it Gino Toretta, Shadows?
No, come on.
It's not Dorsey, right? Dorsey wasn't that old. I thought Dorsey was
That's
after.
Wrong.
Oh,
That's wrong.
Dorsey? Yeah, he's way after that, right? He was back in the 90s when he was still in college, if I remember correctly.
I mean, you can guess Dorsey.
Well, I mean, I am. If I'm right, he'll tell me. He's listening. Just by saying it, I guess would count as a guess. But I don't think it's right. I think Dorsey's too young. Who was the quarterback before Dorsey in Miami is the question.
They even retired his number, dude. He had to be that good. In 87.
First overall pick in 87, dude. First overall pick in 87. Scott, how do you not know that answer? Broski. I mean, I was only 5 years old. All right. I barely learned how to use a little baby potty, you know, those ones that sit across from the real
Dude, I
toilet.
was like 13 years old.
Yeah, but you're supposed to know these things at 13. I mean, Cyborg, what were you? Were like 35, right, Cyborg? Like, you should remember.
No, I was more like 17 back in 87.
I graduated in 90, so I was like, I was like 15 years old, 16 years old.
Yeah, but bro, like, you're gonna let those young punks over at DGen like punk you like this, dude?
Did
Like,
they get them all, dude? Did they get these? They got them all.
They got them all, bro. Like Brian and between Brian and Rocky, dude, they were killing it. See, Brian already knows it. Brian's just waiting for you to figure it out. He's over here just cracking up listening.
Brian's not on the. He's not live, and he could easily go to his
phone. He Googled it. He cheated. He Googled it.
I don't know about Brian. Did you Google that? Because I doubt Brian Googled that. I bet you he probably knew. He's probably just sitting there going, "These guys are idiots right now." It's so obvious. That first overall pick of the easy. How do you not know that? Come on. And you're supposed to be football guys. You shouldn't even be wearing that hat anymore, Cyborg. I think you're gonna have to forfeit the right to wear that hat so you can get
Lost to Penn State in the national championship
in '87. Troy Aikman. He went. He didn't go there. No, he didn't go to Miami. Did he? Who was it? Michael Irvin's quarterback in college? Was he Michael Irvin's quarterback in college?
I should know. I should know this because I remember that Penn State beating Miami.
Yeah, you should know this. Gosh, guys.
Should know this.
You're making me look bad over here. I don't know any of this.
Don't give up.
Give up, Shadow. Go ahead and stick it to us.
I gave up when you asked the freaking question, man.
Right now, bro. Man, I feel terrible right now. We're 0-2 in our own sport, bro. Man, you guys are killing me. I was hoping that you guys would get these older folks, but Vinny Testaverde, how did we not get
dementia?
Okay.
Oh my god, I feel bad. Like, I should.
All right, you know what? Shadows, cook one more up, and we'll do that at the end of the show. Now I'm really irritated because I should have got that one.
Oh.
Shadow, don't just do one more. Do as many as you want. No, I want to see.
Yeah, give us an easy one. Yeah, give us an obvious one. If we don't get it, if we don't pass this next one, then we're really stupid, right?
I want to see how Red Scott gets on the air when we go through this. He doesn't get a third one in a row.
You know what I forgot? I forgot he was a Heisman Trophy winner.
How did I forgot Vinny Testaverde existed, and I'm such an idiot right now.
I remember
that way. He was like one of my favorites when I was young.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, all right, we'll move on so that I don't feel as bad anymore. We got a couple of OC hires, neither of them getting the head coaching job. You can tell by Mike McDaniel he wasn't happy about it, but he ended up taking the OC job instead down in LA. So you got an OC for LA and an OC for Tennessee sitting here in front of us. Scotty, do you think that these guys deserved head coaching opportunities? There's still 3 out there.
Say the question again. I'm still here.
Look what you got. Look what you did to him, Shadow. I love it. Oh, man. Do you think these guys deserve a head coaching job at all, bro? Out of the last 3, you got what? Cardinals, Browns, and Raiders left. Do you think that the head coach that those 3 teams are going to hire is better than these 2 guys right here?
I think McDaniels deserves another chance. I think Tua just is not good and held the offense back. You got to remember that McDaniels did take 2 Miami teams to the playoffs. So, and I just don't think with a new quarterback in Jackson Dart, I think they needed to move on from Brian Dable. And I think the John Harbaugh hiring was brilliant, and that'll do wonders for Jackson Dart. So Rocky, you should be ecstatic doing cartwheels that you got John Harbaugh in there. Mentoring Jackson Dart instead
Rocky's still young enough to actually do cartwheels too, so he should be doing that
instead of sandwich eating Dable there.
Yeah, not that I hate Dable. Right, out of the 2, I actually think Dable would be the one to deserve a head coaching opportunity more than Mike McDaniel. Dable was coach of the year not long ago with Daniel Jones at the helm. So, I mean, I'm not saying that, he's an amazing coach and he did have things kind of fall apart on him in the end there, but you put him in the right situation with the right quarterback, and I think they can excel in his system. Wow. So At this point in time, I do think that the Raiders would have been an opportunity for DeBall to consider. Whether or not he had the opportunity with them on their end is another story. I don't know, but I'm surprised that it feels like he was one and done with the Bills. Like if he didn't get the job to coach Josh in Buffalo, then he wasn't going to worry about any other head coaching jobs and just take the OC job that was on the table for him. And so as soon as Joe Brady came out, he almost was like, oh, okay, Joe Brady. All right, I'll go ahead and take this job then. Didn't even wait to see what the Raiders, Cardinals, or Browns would be willing to do. So to me, that says that, he's willing to sit as an OC, kind of build up his rep a little bit again with an offense that's going to be good in the NFL, and then wait another year or two for a good opportunity.
Yeah, no, I like the hire in I almost said San Diego, but I'm used to saying San Diego. But yeah, I think with Jim Harbaugh as the head coach, and you bring McDaniels in to run the offense, you got Justin Herbert, and we're gonna see how that helps Ladd McConkey, because he was a bust this year. And we'll see what happens next year. You might be able to get him a value in your drafts. We'll see how he runs the running back room there. But it should be wheels up for Herbert, because McDaniels is a creative mind. As quirky as he is at the microphone, and some people just don't like him because he's, the way he dresses on the sidelines or this and that. I mean, I like the guy's creative mind.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I think that McDaniels is definitely a great hire for Herbert. If you got Herbert in any of your dynasty leagues, you traded for him this offseason or did anything where you were able to get him at a lower rate because he kind of dropped for a little bit there, I definitely think snagging him right now was a great move for you guys. If you can get him cheap still before anybody kind of realizes that this is going on, throw a few trades out there. But definitely try to get a hold of him if you can. And he's a guy I like a lot, along with Ladd McConkey, who's another one. And I think Quentin Johnston, the way that he's got that deep ball threat and everything like he does, I think he's a guy that you could get it for a good price right now that might have a really good opportunity to be successful in that offense. So Shadow's got another one for you though, Scotty. Are you ready for this?
We'll do this later. I don't want to do this now. I've been kicked in the teeth twice already, and I don't want to get kicked in the teeth a third time.
My brain is overloaded over here too. So
he said this is an easy one. He's trying
to.
The
last one should have been easy.
Throwing you a lob here, man. He went to Miami from 93 to 95, and he was with the Ravens for his whole career. Come on, that's an easy one. I think I know the answer to this one too.
Look at Shadows laughing. Fucking laughing.
It's Ray. It's good old Ray, of course. See, Scott, you see, he gave you a layup right there, dude. He gave you a layup.
I know, he finds hard ones.
He finds hard ones, unlike Scott, right? That's what he said earlier. Oh, I love it, man. Shadows, please come in every single episode in this show. Please do.
You're making my blood pressure go up, Shadows.
Oh, this is great. All right, next topic. We're going into Bill Belichick not being a first ballot Hall of Famer. So I joked about this a little bit on DJ's thread, but I definitely did think that this was not going to happen. I was shocked to hear that this guy didn't get in. You think that this whole situation going on right now in North Carolina, I think this is the first time I've ever seen a college coaching situation affect somebody's Hall of Fame status, but it definitely did, because this man should have been in the Hall of Fame, and everything going on with this dating this young chick and this everything going on in North Carolina, I really do think had a factor in his Hall of Fame status, which is unbelievable to think about considering how much this guy did in the NFL. I mean, Scott, we talked about this a little bit ahead of time, like, how kind of shocking is this? Like, I joked about Brady not being. I've always thought that both Brady and Belichick were going to be first ballot Hall of Famers. Joking aside, I always thought they were. So for him not to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, first of the two eligible, I'm confused, to be honest. Yeah. Like, how do you feel about it?
This is an absolute travesty. We need to completely overhaul the voting.
Oh, I'm so glad Shadows got you worked up before you started talking about this.
This is a complete joke. And if he doesn't get in on a first ballot Hall of Fame, then nobody should, because no one's going to be able to exceed what he did in the NFL, and probably for the next 50 years. So it's just a joke. It's just like a joke with the March Madness committee when they're setting these brackets up and they screw these teams and leave teams out.
Correct.
And you got all these people that don't know anything about the sport getting to vote, especially these writers. Just because you write about a sport doesn't mean you know about it. They should go write the people that should be voting for the Hall of Fame are actual players that retired from the NFL and that know and have played the game, not some stupid writer that just writes random crap all the time.
Hear the steam coming out of your ears right now, dude.
Man, I'm right behind you, man. Right there, all the way.
Hey,
I couldn't have said it better myself.
If you want real talk, you're gonna get real talk.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Absolutely. Absolutely.
No, you're 100% right, though, man. I mean, it is a travesty that he's not in. Could you imagine had Rocky brought up Phillip Rivers, David? It made me laugh so hard earlier. Wait, Phillip Rivers, man, if he didn't come back and do what he did, he'd be eligible this year for the Hall of Fame. Had he made it over Bill Belichick this year, I mean, how much worse would that have been, right? Because they were considering him for this year too. Whether or not he was going to actually be there, we don't know, because he came back to the Colts and it changed everything. But had he not played in that game, or that few games there at the end of the year, he'd be right there in the conversation. And I would be like, I mean, if I was Belichick or anybody related to Belichick, I'd be like suing the NFL for not putting me in and putting Phillip Rivers in, who hasn't even played in a Super Bowl, let alone win, like, what is it, 6 or whatever Belichick has, or 7, because he won one with the Giants too, right? Like, I mean, it's a complete travesty. And to me, it's just comical, man. It's the theme of the year. Stranger Things was the #1 show. This is the upside down NFL, man. We are literally living a promo right now in the NFL, dude, because everything that has happened this season is right along the lines with that show and how crazy things went in that upside down world of theirs. So, I mean, to me, this is, like you said, a travesty. And I'm like not upset about it, because it's kind of like, as a Bills fan, but at the same time, it's like, as an NFL fan, you're like, really? Like,
so tell me if Bill Belichick belongs on this list. Okay. So you have, and these are legitimate guys that should be first ballot Hall of Famers. And I'm not going to go back all the way to George Halas and Vince Lombardi, but you're looking at 3 guys right now that Bill Belichick has exceeded. Tom Landry, Don Shula, and Chuck Noll.
The 3 like considered to be like, along with the Niners. I can't believe I'm blanking on his name right now, but those are like the top coaches, 3 of the 4 top coaches in like history of the NFL.
Ever in the NFL.
It's so crazy to think about that. It's so crazy to think about.
And he's getting schneid out of the Hall of Fame. And
yeah,
Bill Walsh is another one, but I don't think he was.
Bill Walsh, thank you.
But he wasn't a first ballot, though, I don't think, because it's not saying, didn't say.
Yeah, Shadow's right, man. Let me read Shadow's, because Shadow's on point here. He says, this guy is a legend. Sure, he did some stupid shit, but you got to put him in the Hall of Fame for building a legacy team. The same legacy team is heading to San Fran in 2 weeks. Exactly. I mean, his protege coach has done the same thing with a team like he did in his first time that Brady went to the Super Bowl with them, and brought a team like just all the way, carried them all the way with some great coaching and great decision making. Like, that is to a T why he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, man. He was literally the best in-game coach that we have seen for like over a fucking decade, man.
Yeah. Like, and one more thing right here, and this is a great point by Brian Reynolds, is right here. Bill Walsh wasn't a first ballot Hall of Famer. He invented the West Coast offense. All this scoring that you see in the NFL now was all brought to you by Bill Walsh and that 49ers offense. He reinvented the forward pass, pretty much. I mean, and to leave him off is another travesty, and that's a whole nother story we can get into for those Niners teams. That was another dynasty led by a head coach that was basically snide from a first ballot Hall of Fame inductee.
Yep, 100%, man. And like, I don't know what it is about coaches getting that, like, not getting the just deserves when it comes to first ballot Hall of Faming. It's insane to me. I mean, coaches are just as important, if not, more important than certain positions on the field. So they're responsible for the development of players. Yeah, 100%. I mean, look at what Belichick did with his homegrown style for a lot of years, man. I mean, he would draft players and turn them into something excellent. Like, look at Edelman. Edelman, I think, started out as like a D-back, didn't he? Like, he wasn't even a wide receiver. He was a quarterback at Kent State. Quarterback at Kent State. He was a receiver, got into the league as a punt returner, and only punt returned because of injury, and then worked his way all the way up, developed, and became a Pro Bowl. And he probably won't
not going to be in the Hall of Fame, but a Super Bowl, Pro Bowl player.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like you said, man, it's just a travesty. And when we go to the Hall of Fame for the Fantasy Football Expo in July, I'm going to try to find that guy who makes up those rules. And I want to sit down with him and have a discussion about how they figure out these Hall of Famers. Poor Andre Reed sat on the sidelines for.
You don't want to know, man. You don't want to
get me started on Steve Tasker. But we should move on. Let's go on to the next topic before I start going Bill crazy. So championship weekend, man. Patriots 13, Broncos 10. This game right here. So I have a confession to make first before we do anything about any of the games.
I can't wait to hear this.
Confession to make.
I can't wait to hear this one.
I was so disappointed that the Bills were not playing that I golfed. I did not even watch the games. I went golfing for my brother's birthday, and I had the games on my TV, on my phone while I was on the course, so I could kind of keep up on what was going on. But I didn't focus on them. I didn't pay that much attention to them. I just kind of played some golf and hung out and drank some beers. So I don't really have like a full-on breakdown of how things went in this game, other than the fact that it was super snowy. And they really didn't have a whole lot of offense. And there's no damn way in hell the Patriots would have won this game against Bo Nix's Broncos. So that's the two things that I have to say about this game. And I'm going to let Scott go ahead and do the rest of the breakdowns because I really don't care.
You're a disgrace.
Are you okay over there? Are you okay, Cyborg? I'm worried about
you. Went golfing. You went golfing.
He went golfing. What an embarrassment you are, Sean.
I know.
Hey, man, I'm saying that's how disappointed I was that the right team wasn't in the weekend. All right. I'm sorry. But it was too frustrating. It was my brother's birthday, and I said, I'm doing it. Why not?
Okay. It is your brother's birthday. I get you.
Well, I'll help you guys a little bit with the breakdown. Yeah, it was a tale of two halves, especially going from decent weather to complete nightmare in the second half. The way I looked at this game, I mean, Stidham did serviceable the first half. I thought, they had a really legitimate chance to win this game, but they just can't run the ball. RJ Harvey cannot run the ball up the middle. They kind of one-dimensional. They looked pretty one-dimensional. They looked very one-dimensional, especially in the second half. Drake May played just good enough, and as far as what I said before, running the football. Ramondre Stevenson, 25 attempts, 71 yards. It wasn't crazy as far as like super yardage, but it was enough to run the ball, move the sticks. And yeah, Armin said they should have kicked the field goal, but no, I actually agree with Sean Payton because you're playing with a rookie quarterback. How many times are you really going to get in the red zone against this defense? When you get in that situation, you're at home. I think you need to go for it at that point and punch it in.
I can understand your opinion on that because at that point, which I was watching a little bit of during all that, is at that point, it wasn't as bad of the weather scenario. So you probably did assume that the offense was going to be more prevalent throughout the rest of the game. So I can understand why you would think that. But the way it all turned out and the way the weather turned, that was a terrible decision in the end.
Yeah, but you can't predict that. You can't predict the weather, though. You're in the moment. You have to make
it was still a 50-50 choice to make. So it wasn't like, it was a for sure you would go for it scenario.
It was 4th and 4.
I still think you kick the field goal there and get the points personally, no matter what, myself. So it's not like it was a for sure going for it on a 4th and 4. I'd probably kick the field goal, take the points, and move on because of the fact that I know points are not going to be easy to come by with a quarterback that's my second stringer. So I'm kicking the field goal, getting the points while I have the opportunity, and trying to seize the momentum a little bit. That would be my approach. But I'm not the one on the sidelines making the choices, right? So doesn't mean that it's right. It was a either or type of call. No one's going to hate you what you do or don't. But in this situation, the way the weather turned, the way it played out, it ended up being their downfall.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, the way I look at it, if I have Bo Nix in the game. Now, people are going to say, like, yeah, if I have Bo Nix, I'm going to go for it. I would actually do the opposite. I would just kick the field goal if I got Bo Nix because I know there's a chance I'm going to get in the red zone again with Bo Nix. Okay? So you got like I said, you got a quarterback that hasn't played all year. How many times are you going to get down there? And you have a stellar defense. It's not like you have a crap defense. And like I said, even if I
think the stellar defense is even more of a reason not to go for it.
but you pin them. If you go for it, you miss it. They're going to take the ball over inside the.
He wasn't going to miss that. Wasn't it like a chip shotty type field goal?
No. I don't mean the field goal. I said if they go for it and they don't get it, which they didn't, you just pinned the Patriots down there. Now the Patriots were able to get out of it, but you still pinned them down there. So
I see what you're saying. You're hoping your defense gets the ball back and it doesn't hurt them.
So
I get that, but you can't. I don't know. I'm of the like take the points while you can get them when you have a quarterback that you don't know for sure is going to get you down there often. So I'm always in the take the points when they're available to you scenario in that boat. When your quarterback is a backup, get the points when you can. That's just how I feel about it. But again, I'm not Sean Payton. I'm not getting paid millions of dollars to coach these guys, so it's not like my opinion means a little.
And even if they kick the field goal and it's 10-10, it doesn't mean they're going to win it in overtime. So I mean, it's not like they were kicking it to take. It was like the fourth quarter or something like that. I mean, that would have been a different situation if it would have been the fourth quarter and they were down there to take the lead, but you're in the first half still.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get what you're saying. It just, to me, I think it was the one, obviously, I mean, hindsight, right? It would have made a tie game, so on, change everything in that aspect, but it's still, I don't know. I don't think I'm that quick to go for it when I know that I can get some points on the board, and in the situation that they were in, I think it would just be better to get some more points and go up, farther up on them is my point. So, it is what it is. It happened and it's over. We got to watch the stupid Patriots in the Super Bowl again. And maybe I'll just go golf again. I don't know. It'll probably be cheap on Super Bowl Sunday. But I can't say that because there will be a reason to watch. Because I do like those.
Brian made a good point on the DGen show. I mean, they went through there for a reason. They're not there just because they slipped through. I mean, they went through some pretty.
Oh no, they did sneak through. They didn't know. They didn't play a single good offense the entire time. They got destroyed by Seattle, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes. See, you're making me cough over here, Scott. Like that's you talking about the Patriots deserving to be there. Whatever. All right, Seahawks 31, Rams 27. Oh, Brian with the shot fired. You know what? If I'll even take that shot, because if I get the opportunity to golf with Josh for 3 hours and like do the drinking game and everything, I think that would be totally worth it. So yeah, you're right. I could get a tea time with Josh. I think I'll give him a call. Okay, Scotty. Seahawks 31, Rams 27. What did you think of this game? I know our boy Armin is screaming to high heaven right now. I would be too, dude. Congratulations, man. I'm super stoked for you and your Seahawks. Man's a new father, and he might have a new trophy in his trophy bin soon. So good for you, buddy. I'm super stoked on that. If the Bills weren't going to be there, I'm glad to see that a team like the Seahawks are there, because I got a lot of good friends that like them, and they're a team that for a lot of years growing up, man, they were one of those downtrodden franchises that you never really thought much of. So to see them be, relevant for a good few decades in a row is pretty cool. Yeah. But so what do you think?
They thought Russell Wilson was going to be their savior.
Well, he was. I mean, he got him a trophy, and should have been 2 if it wasn't for a ridiculously bad play call at the end of the game. Like, they'd have had back-to-back trophies, and people would have been talking dynasty if that was the case. So, I mean, Russell did a great job for him in the beginning. It wasn't until he married Sierra that everything fell apart. So, I mean, that is what it is, right? But we're not here to talk about Russell Wilson. We're here to talk about this game. Scotty, man, what do you think about this? Seahawks 31, Rams 27. I think this game actually turned out to be a really exciting game. It was nice to have that after what we just witnessed earlier in the day. So do you think that the right team won in this game in the end? I kind of feel that way, even though I like Matthew Stafford. I like the Rams.
I know.
Champion from the NFC in the beginning of the year. So I do like them, but the fact that the Seahawks won, if anybody's going to beat the Rams, I'm glad it's them.
Well, I mean, if we were going into next season right now, I'd rather just see these teams play every week for 18 straight weeks, because these teams would just have epic games every week for us to watch, and not some boring games that we watch 3/4 of the time every week. So classic matchup: Stafford 374, 3 tutties, Darnold 346, 3 tutties. I mean, Nakua 9 for 165 and a tutty. JSN 10 for 153 and a touchdown. I mean, just just an epic performance for both of them.
Yeah.
And
if you had any fantasy leagues that went all the way through the playoffs, like this is the type of game that could have flipped like the first and second place guys.
This was the perfect, like if you're in DFS lineup and you stack this game, you're probably winning all the money. So this was a great game. I'd hate, it sucks that one team had to lose, and it sucks that they both played in the same conference. But the better team won. Seattle, we talked about Seattle probably being the best team throughout our power rankings halfway through the year. The Rams were up there also, but and even though I've said Sam Darnold sees ghosts, I think I really have to give it to him. He got there, and if he could win this, if he can win this game, he'll solidify himself he could go down as one of the greatest Seahawks quarterbacks to ever play for them for winning Super Bowl.
Does that mean, Scott, that you have officially retired the Sam Darnold ghosts? Are we officially done with Sam
Darnold?
More
game. There's one more game. One more game.
So you're not going to give it to him. He gets all the way to the Super Bowl, but you're not going to get rid of the ghosts. You're going to still hold that monkey over his back unless he wins.
Because it's Sam Darnold. Because it's Sam Darnold. I mean, come on.
He's got to win this game. If he loses this game, he has more to lose than anybody in this game. If he loses this game, no one's going to remember that they even made the Super Bowl.
If he loses this game and Drake May gets a Super Bowl before Josh Allen, I don't know what I'm going to do. It's not going to be pretty, and it's not going to hurt anybody else. If anything, it's going to hurt myself, but I don't know what I'm going to do, man. It'd be scary. You might want to send a wellness check if that happens, because I'm going to be upset. Me and Armin are going to be side by side, like crying in our beers, man.
But one organization that probably wishes they had Sam Darnold back, and that's the one Minnesota Vikings. I mean, look how bad that decision was.
So if the Vikings don't let Sam Darnold go and they keep him, who do the Vikings get? Or do the Seahawks bring in at that point? And then are the Seahawks even close to this good without him?
I mean,
right? Like what would have happened in scenario, because Sam Darnold got signed pretty quick, didn't he? Like he was one of the first dominoes to fall when free agency came on. So
I mean, is Mike McDonald or is it Mike? Well, it's Clint Kubiak. Is he the quarterback with
Gino again? If they had Gino again, Bri, like they would probably be not even a playoff team this year. Like I don't even know. With Gino at the helm, they'd be horrible. But the Raiders would have loved it. I can tell you right now, every single Raider fan in the world would have been happy as hell if Gino stayed in Seattle.
Yeah, no, but this was an epic game, and all the good players showed out. Ken,
one more thing before we get off this game, I want to ask you: is this Matthew Stafford's last game?
What?
I say no. I think they draft his successor next year, and he plays one more year.
So you think he's got one more year in him?
And they're going to draft. They're going to draft the quarterback, because I think they have, from what I looked earlier today, I think they have like the ninth
first round pick in like 8 years or something ridiculous.
Well, no, I think they got a pick from the Jets. They got like the 9th overall pick, and they're targeting the Alabama kid, the quarterback.
Oh, okay.
So I think they're going to draft his successor, which I think would be the right move if he's there.
Absolutely.
And then they can just groom. Stafford can play one more year. They can groom him.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'd like to see him come back for at least one more year. I really like Matthew Stafford. He spent so much time in Detroit just getting bashed, and when I say getting bashed, I mean both in the media and physically, because he was just getting destroyed for years over there. So I'm glad to see him doing well. I'm glad he got a ring, and I'm hoping that he stays at least one more year, because it's a fun story to watch in the league, and that does keep the Rams a lot more relevant for next season.
Absolutely.
I think they lose a lot of luster, and I wouldn't be surprised if Sean McVay doesn't decide to retire when Matthew retires. It would not shock me. At least the Rams for a year or two, maybe doing the media. He was talking about being almost ready to retire a few years ago because of the stress and this and that, and not wanting to go through a rebuild and all this kind of stuff. And then they decided to trade for Matt. And I think that's when that started. But it's something like that was going on back then. So it's already been a rumor in the past. He's obviously got the chops for media, so it would not shock me at all for him to take a few years off after retirement from Stafford. And then if he does come back to coach, it'll be for a whole different franchise.
Yeah, that's the guy I'm thinking about, Ty Simpson from Alabama. Thanks, Bri.
Yep, there you go. See, look at this. I mean, Scott, you haven't gotten anything today, man. You didn't get any of Shadow's got things. I got the one before you did, which I mean, like, wow. And then now Bry's over here naming players for you. I mean, geez,
I don't know.
bro,
Maybe it's early stages of dementia or something. Who knows?
I think it's the Michigan game, dude. I think you shot your wad too early in the night watching that Michigan game. Now you're sitting over here, you know, kind of in
it was
that
very very intense, man. They were losing the whole game. Not used to that.
Oh God. Speaking of losing the whole game, we're not going to be doing that in our fantasy leagues coming up because we're about to roll into our next talk about our fantasy best ball $1,000 bracket leagues. So guys, this is going to be a lot of fun right here for you guys. If you are into playing fantasy football and you know what a best ball league is, if you don't, I'll break it down real quick for you. A best ball league is basically a set it and forget it style of fantasy. You do your draft. They're going to be slow drafts, 2 hours a pick. So they're going to go for about a week or so. And you know that once the draft is over, there's enough depth on your lineup that you do not go pick up players. You do not go put lineups in. Your league will automatically set your best possible lineup every week for you. So it's literally a set it and forget it. All you have to do is just check to see how you're doing. There's no need for anything else. So a lot of us diehard fantasy people, we love these.
No maintenance.
Yeah, no maintenance. There, you can do as many as you want. As soon as the draft is over, you can just wait till later to see how they're doing and move on to another one. Focus on your redrafts when the time comes. They're
easy money. Easy money.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. They're really, really just exciting leagues to be a part of. So the way we're doing them here for you guys, because, you know, we like to do bonus leagues here at Sudden Death Fantasy Sports. So we do no rakes on anything that we do. And nothing that we're going to take from you guys is ever going to not go right back to you. So the way it's set up, it's a $5 buy-in, 12-man super flex leagues, 0.5 TEP scoring, PPR other than that. They're going to be run through week 13 as the regular season. At the end of week 13, first place overall scorer is going to get 50 points from the league. Second place overall scorer in the league is going to get, $50. Second place in the league overall is going to get $10. So that is just your regular season. That's your regular season league. Everybody who is the top 16 overall scorers of all the different leagues out there are going to get into a $1,000 bracket from week 14 through 17. It's a 16-team bracket. Goes from 16 to 8 to 4 to 2 to a champion, just like a normal 16-team bracket would do. Every level that you win and move to the next level, you win money for getting there. So not only the first and second place guy are going to win. Every single person who makes that 16-team bracket is going to get a piece of that $1,000. So it's a really cool setup. There is absolutely no rake whatsoever. That $1,000 is coming right out of our marketing budget here at Sudden Death Fantasy Sports for you guys, and it's all meant to just give you guys something to want to come play for, right? We want everything we're doing here. The reason we're putting all this money out there for you guys to win is because we want to build this community. We want to give you guys a chance to win some money rake free and help us get to the point where we can have the man monetize and pay for all of this stuff for you guys. So long-term, our goal is to monetize and work with other companies for marketing aspects and sponsorships so they can help us fund your fantasy fun. So I'm really excited about these leagues. These are like my favorite setup that we're going to be running because I just like the idea of the set it and forget it. I like that you can join multiple leagues. And I mean, some of you guys that are good at this could end up having more than one team in that 16-team bracket. So there's a lot of money to be had for only a $5 buy-in. I can't see any reason why.
I mean, basically, if you love drafting, this is your type of. If you love just drafting and don't want to mess with it later, this is your type of league. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're great leagues, guys. And if you have any questions about what we're doing, you're more than welcome to reach out to me and Scott. We're both on Sleeper. He's Run the Hurry Up. I'm Trader Clem. You can DM us at any time. We have a hub on Sleeper that we would send you guys the invite to. All you got to do is get the invite from us, and we're ready to send it out at any time. We have our websites, sdfantasysports.com. We've soft launched it. We have a meeting tomorrow to go through and hopefully get our last update on the games page. That'll have our leaderboards and everything for these leagues available. You'll be able to go right to the website to see who's in the top 16. It'll update every week as we go along through the season. So it's going to be a really, really great setup. I'm really excited about it. I hope that you guys jump on and get into these leagues because there's no reason not to. You can win your money back and then some. I don't see anything that would stop me if I was in your boat. So feel free to reach out if you have questions. Go to the website, come to the Discords, anywhere you can get a hold of us. We'll get you the league hub. We're going to be launching these leagues tomorrow. We're going to soft launch a few of them and some of these links areas for you guys. So feel free to reach out to us so you can get a hold of those. We'll have as many as we can. We're going to do 2 separate brackets. One is going to go between now at the end of Super Bowl and the beginning of the NFL draft. We're going to take about a week off during the draft, and then we're going to start up again with a second bracket that's going to run from after the draft all the way until we're ready to start up the NFL season. So these are going to be running for you guys on a regular basis with a total of $2,000 bonus pots available between the two. So I hope that you guys enjoy them. I hope that you guys have a lot of fun. We're doing this to create a big, fun, just real drama-free, fun fantasy community. And Scott, man, we've been doing this for a while now. How excited are you to finally get these leagues launched? To me, it's just like it's that one big step that we've been kind of pushing towards, and for it to finally happen, it feels like kind of running through that finish line, ripping the tape, and the first one across. Just excited as heck. So, how do you feel, man? Are you that guy right now too?
Well, it's Sudden Death Fantasy. We're 365 days a year. We don't sleep. We don't stop. We're all football. And we are going to launch these leagues Super Bowl weekend. The fun thing about these drafts is it's a low buy-in. And people are like, why are you drafting so early in the season? I mean, we don't even know what's going on, free agency, this and that. Well, you know what? A lot of people like to just draft. Like Cyborg said, they just want to draft. And you can learn ADP, which is average draft position. Yep. So you learn how the draft, where people are picking players, and you learn all this throughout the year. And then when it gets time to redraft season and you're playing against your buddies that you grew up with, and this is their first draft, you have a really good opportunity because you're experienced on where ADP is and where players are falling. So
college players, it's a big benefit when you're talking about learning about college players and who's going to be the right guys to target and stuff. Some of these savvy college guys like Bry, they know who the right guy is to target now, and they might open your eyes to some people you're not thinking about. So when the time comes that you're drafting in these redraft leagues with your fantasy buddies that are kind of like in 1 or 2 leagues that don't really pay all that much attention, like they're not going to pick up the guy that is a good pickup at that time because you've been watching this happen for the last 3 months in your drafts that you've been doing with us.
Right.
So it's really beneficial for you guys to get that kind of preemptive knowledge, especially if you're in some of these high dollar redraft leagues with guys that don't do much else.
Yeah, and treat it like I always treat it, like a mock draft. You're just basically doing a mock draft, but instead of going to ESPN or Yahoo, where you're getting a free mock draft, and after like round 3 or 4, everyone leaves, and it's not realistic. I mean, actually for some money, and actually for some big money that's free out of our pockets. So it's a tremendous value to get in these leagues. It's a learning experience. And like I said, we're really excited about this. We think we're going to fill a lot of leagues, and you'll be able to, draft with, your friends. If you want a private league and you say, hey, I got like 12 guys that we're all buddies, we all want to just draft together. Can we make it work? Sure. We'll set up a league for you guys. All 12 of you guys jump in. We'll get it going. You guys draft. So we're super excited, super stoked. And we just want, like, Sean said, it's going to be a very transparent and very fun community that we're putting together.
Yep, absolutely. And there's no rake involved with anything that we're ever going to do here, guys. All of this is done with the intention of never taking any money out of your guys' buy-ins. It's always going to be right back to you guys plus. So that's something that we really want to drag home, because there's a lot of guys out there that take rakes, sometimes as high as like 30%. Like, and if you get into stuff like this where you're talking multiple different leagues all paying a 30% rake, even if it's a low dollar amount, it turns out to be a lot of money in the end that you guys are paying, you're not getting back. So this is something that we're trying to avoid with what we're doing here. And the whole reason that we're doing the extra bonus pots for you guys is because we want to give you an extra incentive to be here to help build our community and help us make the money we need to keep offering you guys higher and higher bonus pots. So we're going to have Dynasty as well coming out here very soon, guys. I know some of you guys are Dynasty guys, and we've got some good Dynasty. That pot's going to be set up a little different way. It's kind of an offshoot of an Empire style pot for the bonus pot on that one. We'll talk about that when we get ready to launch those, probably, I don't know, maybe next week or the week after. We'll kind of play it by ear based on what's going on with these ones. And those ones are going to be a lot of fun too. They're going to be a set that we're going to start out with, some this year and just continue to build them each year. We got our triathlon game coming later in the redraft season. So that's a whole different animal that we'll discuss later on. There's a lot of things happening with us, guys. This is just step one of our games that we're launching. And, if you guys are into fantasy football at all, you're going to want to be a part of this. You're going to want to subscribe to the channel, and you're going to want to keep in touch because these leagues they're going to be worthwhile to join.
Right. And all we're really asking out of you players, besides to come and play with us, is what would really help us out a lot and help us, like Sean said, in the future, to give you guys these awesome bonus payouts like this, is just please go like and subscribe, to our podcast. Just and just like us, subscribe, tell some friends, get in there and subscribe, because the faster we can monetize, the bigger the bonus pots are going to be in the future.
Exactly. Yeah. As long as the more we grow, the more of those pots are going to grow for you guys. So, 1,000 is just where we're starting at. We're funding that literally out of our pockets to get started with you guys. We want to double that, triple that, quadruple that, and just continue to grow it every chance we can. As we get bigger, we're going to do a lot of things as far as like giving away some things for our charity that we want to work with in the long run. So there's a lot of things that we want to do, guys, and the subscriptions are absolutely paramount that we can do this. So we really, really need you guys to get in there and subscribe, and tell your friends, even if they're not big on fantasy football or anything, just ask them to subscribe and turn off their notifications. Just give us a subscription that we need to get to that next level so that we can start to really push these things to that step with your guys' bonuses. Because this is what we want to do. We want to provide you guys with a setup that you're not going to find anywhere else. And the more we can give you, the happier it makes us. So, not to say that we're not going to play in these games, because we will be. We're going to be competing right next to you guys in these leagues. Don't get me wrong. We want a piece of our pie too, I'm not going to lie. But it's definitely going to be something fun. And, between all of us joining and everything, our community just turns into just a great time. It really does. All the threads and things just turn into a lot of fun when you're in one of these types of communities. So I'm really looking forward to building this with you guys. So check it out, sdfantasysports.com. Like I said, it's a soft launch. We're going to have a full breakdown for that for you guys as soon as we get those last few things dialed up on it. And in the meantime, you're welcome to check it out. Just know that anything that you see that looks weird is because it's probably still under construction. But in the meantime, we'll be launching everything on our hub too. Hit us up on Sleeper, hit up Cyborg's Discord, and you can reach out to us there. Whatever you guys need to do to get a hold of us to get the info, please do that. And we're going to put all that stuff out for you guys here starting tomorrow with our first best ball games launching. So super stoked on that one. Before we get out of here, the last topic we want to discuss with you guys is our Super Bowl predictions.
Oh, shit.
Seahawks versus Patriots. Oh, sorry, I threw up in my mouth a little bit there. But, we're gonna have to listen to that for a little bit longer, at least until the Seahawks win, because I personally think the Seahawks will dominate this game. My final score is gonna be 28-16. 28-16, and I think the game starts out 14-0. Wow. So I think they get 2 touchdowns before New England scores anything, and they pull ahead and they stay ahead, and it ends up being a 28-16 game. Look at that. See, it's 38-7. Wow. I don't think there's any bias at all in that prediction whatsoever. Not one single iota of bias.
What the heck? Okay.
He doesn't mean that, guys. All of you Patriot fans out there, you know what? Actually, I'm lying. He 100% means that. He thinks it will happen. I think that it's going to be close to a blowout. Not quite that big, but it will be close to it. So, I'm with you, Armin. Go Seahawks, right? Scott, are you going to sit here and try to throw something else at us, or are you going to be in the same boat and be driving that lime green and dark blue train?
No, I think like we said before, I think the Seahawks have been the best team the whole year. Sam Darnold is obviously playing out of his mind, so is Drake May, but I think that the Seahawks just have a little bit more, and I predict 24-21.
Choo, baby. Drive that Seahawk train. 24-21. So at least you got like a good game. You just want to have an entertaining game out there, don't you? Because you have to watch these two teams that you didn't watch.
Yeah, I just want. What about you, Cyborg? Give us your prediction. Come on, you got it.
You said at the beginning of the show, bro. You teased us something amazing. So I expect like big things out of you.
Man, I have to go with. I'm closer to Scott always. It's so weird because I'm thinking this, and he says it, and I'm like, I'm serious because I was thinking Seahawks 27-21. Definitely Seahawks that got the better edge, as I call. Everybody calls it the edge. They got the better edge, and yeah, I mean, of course, everybody's calling for the Seahawks, and but I think they got it, man. I mean, I don't know.
No, I'm
it's
with you,
tough.
man.
It could be an upset. It could be an upset, and we're all wrong, right? I mean,
right. So who's your player of the day, right? If you've got who's going to be your MVP of the game, and then let's not do the biased quarterback. Oh, it's definitely a quarterback. Let's not do that. Let's take the quarterback out of the mix. Who's your non-quarterback MVP for the game?
I think well, if you're going to take the quarterback out of the game, I think there's only one other guy that could have a monster day, and it's one Ohio State great Jackson Smith and Jigba.
I mean, I don't hate that, but that's not the guy I was thinking. I'm gonna let Cyborg
Don't
go.
say AJ Barner or something crazy like that. Stop with that.
Oh, I know. Yeah. No.
Cyborg, who do you got?
I'm always pretty. Going with the consensus on the most part.
So you're gonna go with JSN too, aren't you?
Well, sure, yeah, because I mean he's the. All
right. Well, I'll lone wolf it by myself. Ooh, over here, lone wolfing, baby. I'm gonna call KW9 as the player.
I mean, there's only one other guy, really. I mean, so it's like Ken Walker, I guess.
KW9, dude. No Sharps. I'm telling you, man, that man is gonna run.
I don't know, man. He was pretty quiet in the early season and stuff, man. I didn't, I don't know.
I think Ken Walker is going to be the man. I think he scores at least one of those first two touchdowns I mentioned before they score, and I think he's going to be the guy that runs away with it. And he might actually end up being the real MVP too, not just our version without the quarterbacks. Because if he does have the game I expect him to have, that might mean that Darnold's not really required to do a whole lot.
No,
so, yeah, we'll see.
I'm glad this is being recorded and saved because I have a feeling we might be going back on that, Sean. So I'm just saying, it's possible. It's possible.
I mean, hey, look, Shadows is with you, man. Shadow says Stevenson goes over his rushing and receiving against the Seahawks. I would be interested to see what his line is. I'm guessing like around like 27 or 28, 30, somewhere in that range, right? Like, so if he does go, if it's that low, I'd say yes. If it's over that, like in that 35, 40, 45 range, then I'm going to say under. But Shadows is a smart guy, so I don't feel great about not agreeing.
Yeah, so it's let's see here. Let's see if there's any lines here on that. Our early lines.
Shadow, you know what it is real quick off top of your dome? If you can beat Scott at another thing and get that to us before he does.
Shut up.
The dome.
Scott, you know what Scott is going to do is he's going to go and study up on all of his old players that like where they played in all their career. He's going to have he's going to create like a spreadsheet of all their players in their college and their career and when they were
that's too much work. He ain't going to do all that shit now. That's too much work. Yeah.
Oh no, you don't know. I can see it in Scott's face right now. Scott is going to be so prepared for Shadow next week. I'm telling you right now.
I like I like Ramondre Stevenson over 15 rushing attempts.
Over 15 attempts?
15 attempts.
With Trey still in the backfield?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like the over on Jackson Smith and Jigba, 93 yards. Or 96 yards.
75 yards to this line? Oh, I would go under for that. So you think he's going over 75 yards rushing? Wow. That means he might be calling the Patriots to win? Question mark? Give us your prediction if you didn't already. I didn't see it in the comments yet. I didn't see
Shadows.
I didn't see Shadow's prediction. Throw me your prediction, Shadow, if you guys take it, because I'm curious if you think Ramondre is going over. That means you think the Patriots are taking the game. Because if that's the case, man, you'd be lone wolfing it. I could hear you howling all the way over here in Vegas, man. Lone wolfing the Patriots because all three of us are taking the Hawks. And I didn't see the predictions for the boys because I had to start prepping in the end there. Did you see their Brian and their predictions? I'm curious what they said. I'll have to ask them about it when I talk to them again. and see what they had to say on their show. But yeah, he's saying Seattle allowed 114 yards against the Rams, and I get that, but the Rams had Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua scaring the crap out of that defense, so running on them is going to be a little easier when they're worried about those guys a lot more. JSN is a guy to worry about, but he's only one guy, so that's where I'm at with that part of it. But you got Seattle going, okay? So Shadow's got Seattle still winning the game. So even though he's got Ramondre going over, maybe he's just higher scoring game than I anticipate. But that's interesting. I'm excited to see how that plays out. That's really the only thing I'm excited about with this game is to see the Seahawks win, because everything else that could happen is just not something I even want to consider. Rocky said Seattle. Okay, so Dan chose Seattle and Bri chose Pats. Oh, Bri, of course you did, dude. Of course you did, Bri. That is ridiculous, and you know it. And we'll have a discussion about that when the time comes.
Bri, the money line on the Patriots is plus 194 on the money line.
But yeah, if he's taking the Pats, you might as well bet on it, right? Put your money where your mouth is, dude.
Bet the money line.
Right? Defense with 2 TDs. Look at that. Armin calling the hot take. Defense with 2 TDs. Ernest Jones, MVP.
What?
Woo! Wow. Armin, man. Let's timestamp. Hour and 21 minutes. Armin with the defense. TDs. Ernest Jones, MVP prediction. That is amazing, bro. I hope that works out for you, because if that's the case, that means that my score is probably closer to right than wrong. And that means that Drake May does not win a Super Bowl before Josh Allen. Both the things I want to happen. Oh, man, that's going to do it for us today, guys. Dude, you guys have been great. We really appreciate all you guys showing up today. It's been a blast here. I hope that you guys appreciate everything that we did with the games coming up soon, and you guys are going to jump in some of those, because that's something that is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to start dropping them here. Like I said, tomorrow, man, you're going to get leagues dropping in these areas, some Discord threads in our hub. So if you're not in there yet, reach out to us. Get a hold of us however you need to. We're going to get you guys hooked up so you can start playing these games. And they're going to be launching all throughout the offseason, so be prepared, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yep. So, and don't forget to follow, if you want some more podcasting, on Friday at 6 p.m. You have the DGen boys at DGen Fantasy at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can hear Dan and Brian and Rocky all yell at each other and make fun of each other. So go ahead and take a listen to those guys.
Hey, I mean, Brian, you're right. I probably am going to go. No, actually, you're not right. Wait a second. No, you're not right. I'll go 1-4 or 1-3 with my predictions in the Pats, right? So that's going to be my 1. That's all that matters. As long as there's a 1 in there, I'm happy. So that's going to be it for us today, boys. Cyborg, man, thanks for coming. We're happy you were here to talk about your upcoming March Madness bracket, and make sure you join that too. Get in all the Discords. He put his Discord in the comments for you guys, so please check that out. Make sure you join there. And otherwise, for myself, for my co-host Scott, and our friendly guest Cyborg, we are out of here.